Good morning. I am Debbie McLean, the Human Resources Manager at Merchu Medical Center. Today I will be proposing to you, the Senior HR Management Team, a scorecard that encompasses key metrics at Merchu that we should be tracking to evaluate overall performance in our organization. I will include my rationale behind each metric, how each metric will be calculated, the source from which the metric came from, and the expected business results after tracking each metric. After the key metrics have been identified, I will present to you a strong argument for implementing an HR scorecard at Merchu. In addition, I will identify potential areas of resistance as well as a plan to overcome these obstacles. However, before we delve deep into those areas, I will first define what an HR scorecard is. An HR scorecard is used to help businesses determine the value of their human resources department. For example, HR can easily measure factors such as turnover rates and average times to fill open positions. However, these measurements fail to address human resources' overall contribution to Merchu's business goals, including reducing operating costs. The key metrics that I'll address today correlate with this goal of reducing costs. Those key metrics are the following. Number 1, top voluntary turnover reasons, and number 2, overall cost per hire. I have used the HCM 21 step of process optimization to analyze controllable voluntary turnovers at Merchu. I have gathered turnover data from exit interviews for the past 2 years and have documented the various reasons for such departures. I have concluded that the top 2 reasons for voluntary turnover are the following: lack of training and dissatisfaction with management. To address both of these issues, we should consider implementing a more thorough training and development program. It's possible that employees are dissatisfied with their supervisors because supervisors lack specialized training and interpersonal communication skills. I propose that we work with our education department to develop various on-site training programs which will be made available to all employees. In addition, employee satisfaction surveys should be performed to get more detailed reasons as to why employees are not happy with their supervisors. As we know, retaining qualified employees and keeping them satisfied are Merchu's goals. However, it is highly unlikely that Merchu's voluntary turnover rate will ever decrease to 0%. Therefore, we must look at the second metric mentioned earlier, which is overall cost per hire. I have calculated Merchu's overall cost per hire as $2,929 annually by taking the overall recruiting expenses divided by the number of new hires. We had $249,000 of recruiting expenses this last year, and we had 85 new hires. I've also calculated the cost per hire for each recruiting program, and that is the following. College recruiting events cost Merchu $4,861,000 last year. External job board postings cost $6,041.67, and employee referral fees was $6,200. It appears, on the surface anyway, that our college recruiting efforts are the most cost-effective for our organization. To be certain that we are acquiring quality hires from this recruiting source, we should use the quality of hire metric. This metric would show us how well the new hire fits into the organization and how ready, willing, and able they are to assume their job duties. This metric would also determine how quickly they reach full productivity, which would be used for pay increase and promotion justifications. We would use this data and compare it to the various recruiting programs used. This information would help us justify whether or not to place more funds into a particular recruiting program. By implementing an HR scorecard that encompasses the key metrics of top voluntary turnover reasons and overall cost per hire at Merchu, we will be able to track and evaluate our overall performance. The main business result that we can expect is reduced operating costs in regard to hiring and retaining employees. I have no doubt that there will be areas of resistance, including skepticism that HR could actually help reduce overall operating costs. To tackle this obstacle, I suggest we keep track of our early success, maintain our investment and trust in the scorecard, offer continuous learning opportunities to Merchu's leaders about what is working and what is not working, adapt to changing conditions, and most importantly, celebrate our progress. With this HR scorecard, Merchu's management team will be able to truly see the value that human resources brings to the organization. I want to thank you all for your time today. Do you have any questions for me?